Hey, I just helped my grandmother get out of debt at the age of 76. It was very hard to do because she was stuck in her ways. She had got a massive income that she wasn't expecting due to my grandfather dying, and it was hard, but I'm going to explain it to you, show you some of the methods I use, and you can apply them to your life, your income, your debt, and help yourself get out of debt. And she did it in 6 months. I want to tell you a little story so you can know how she got this income and how we got here. First of all, my granddaddy died a little bit over a year ago. He was up in age and he passed away from pneumonia. My grandmother, sadly, she ended up dying too, but she was brought back to life, so thank God. This was her second heart attack within 3 years, and she was grieving so much after he passed that she actually passed 3 days later. But the good hospital, the good doctors brought her back. I'm blessed to have her. We was able to spend another Mother's Day with her, and she have an upcoming birthday. So my granddaddy used to manage the income for them. Any income they made from Social Security, disability, or his retirement, he took all the money, put it up, dispensed it to the bills, and the rest of it they kept and saved. But once he passed away, who got the income? The wife. And after being married for 60-something years, she wasn't used to money like that. So once she got it, she recovered, and she started spending so much because she was trying to cope with her husband dying, her lifelong partner, and she thought spending was gonna help. I was able to catch this maybe 3 months later, and I talked to her, and we was able to see the road that she was going down, and it wasn't a good road, y'all. She have already filed bankruptcy twice, even with them being together. That's what made him start taking care of the money. But now she was ready to file a third time. And by me knowing the things I know, I'm like, Grandma, I gotta help you. We can't do this. So I wanna get more into what exactly happened, how she got herself into this massive hole of debt, and how we was able to recover in 6 months. So my grandmother, who's 76 at the time, had all these department store credit cards that she been had, but she started using them more because she wanted to shop. She wanted to feel good. She wanted something to feel that grievance she was feeling from losing her husband. She started using these cards. She was using these store cards like Sam's and Lowe's, and she was just buying things. She started even fixing up the house, and I just didn't understand. So once I looked at her income, I said, Grandma, your income has went up 3 times compared to what it was before Granddaddy died. You should be able to pay cash with these things, but she didn't understand that. So what I did for her first, and I would give it to you, just go to the link. It's a free budget tool where you can go in, put in your numbers, see your income versus your debt, and you can start chopping those things out. So I gave her this debt to income paper, and she went through, she listed her income now. Then she listed out every single creditor she had, and she had over 12 creditors at 76. So first thing we did, which I'm gonna apply this to you now, is call your creditors and cancel those credit cards. If you wanna get out of debt, you gotta cancel them. The sooner you do that, the sooner you will stop using them. So she called 5 of those credit cards she had and she canceled them. Had catalogs, she called them and canceled them. Only thing she had left were 2 loans that she used to get her house fixed, and that's something we was gonna work on later. So let's get into the credit cards. The reason why I asked her to do this, because if she kept that credit card open, every time she paid a balance or paid something on it, she was gonna use it again just to use it again. She didn't really have a reason, but her income was maxed out. She had $0 at this point. So everything that came in was going out, and it was not more coming in, but more was keep going out because she just kept getting credit. Normally, you would tell somebody to save up emergency fund, maybe $1,000, just in case something ever happened, they got money to fall back on. Well, I was her $1,000 because I knew this method was gonna work and she was gonna be able to get to where she's trying to go. Especially at 76, I did not want to see my grandmother leave this world in debt because she didn't live her life the way she was living it before my granddaddy passed. So I was her emergency fund. She was getting several checks a month because he had 2 checks, she got 2 checks, and plus she was getting a disability check. As she did this, what happened was she was able to knock out all those credit cards in 2 months. She was not spending money going out to eat anymore. She wasn't just buying things just to keep herself happy. They was knocked out. Now we had 2 loans that were $2,500 each. She tackled those so aggressively because she didn't have all the other debt that in 6 months she was debt free of that. So now after we got her debt free, what I started telling her to do was, now grandma, you need to fund yourself for up to 6 months so you can live comfortably and not start spending cash to fix up your home. Well, she started saving that money. She was able to save roughly $3,000 a month. She was making anywhere from like $35,000 to $4,000 a month, but it was all leaving her. And I meet so many people that make this much money, but they don't calculate the rent they have, the car notes, the different expenses for credit cards or loans they have taken out, where your income comes and goes just as fast as it comes because you don't have a budget and you're in debt to all your creditors. So after we did this, I started helping her understand how debt to income worked. Now, like, if you're gonna get in any debt, get controllable debt. And controllable debt is something you can pay off within 30 days. So now when she go get her a new recliner, which is maybe $500 or $600, she was able to pay that off within 30 days and don't have a bill that's lingering over to the next month. Because when the next month comes, she may want to go get a rug. She might want to go get some clothes. And if she keep using those charge cards that she have access to, she's gonna get further and further into the hole. So as she started to understand this, she saw that not only was snowballing her debt from the smallest to the largest was very effective, but she was able to fund herself. Now, my grandmother had never been on a flight. I relocated to Puerto Rico with my family, and she was able to take a flight here. Her first flight ever, she came to Puerto Rico, and she enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to bringing her here more often. But if you are way younger than 76, it's not hard to fix it. If you're in debt, you just gotta shift your mindset and say, I want to fix this, I'm disgusted with it, and start tackling your debt from the smallest to the largest. Once you do that, you will be able to live so. Here's a funny story about credit cards. If you ever had one of those good credit cards, and I'm not gonna say a name, but one of those top tier credit cards that spend billions of dollars to market to people just to get us in debt so they can charge us a lot of interest so other people can ride for free flights and points, them are the worst credit cards to counsel. And the reason why, they threw so many opportunities to her to get this down, get this much credit on your account. We can even boost your credit limit to make you feel better. They threw so many things that she almost gave in, but I told her, you gotta let them know you're going through a financial hardship and it's impossible for you to keep these lines open because you may have to take them under if you go into bankruptcy. Once she did that, they stopped harassing her and persuading her to keep using the cards, and now she was able to cancel those 5 credit cards. After canceling them, she had a balance that was somewhere from like 900, 1,000, 1,500, and I think the last two was like 1,600. I said, Grandma, this is what we're gonna do, which is the second step. Your income you get now, you keep making a minimal payment on all those other credit cards, and that very first one that you have, you need to send all your extra money to that until we get it paid off. Then we move to the 1,000. Then we move to the 1,600. Then we move to the other 1,600. And as we do this, you will slowly see those cards disappear. The balance will go away. And now you will be out of the debt of those creditors. And we can start focusing on these 2 loans you got to fix up this house. So let's see how we got to the loans, was able to get them paid off within 6 months. So let's go into some of the steps you can do to eliminate your debt today and look forward to the future so you can retire with dignity. First and most important thing you must do is understand how credit and debt work. When you understand that, you can learn how to manage your DTI. Anybody who's looking to buy a home, looking to buy a car, or looking to do anything that requires you to get your credit pulled, they're gonna look at your income versus your debt. So I have a free credit program down in the description. You can get it, it's completely yours. You can sign up, learn how to manage your debt, learn how credit works, and this will help you sustain where you can get out of debt. So when you do this, you gotta list out your DTI. That's your debt to income. Look at how much money you make from all sources, and then look at how much debt you have from all sources. Any essential bills like light bill, groceries, long as you pay those things with your checking account or debit account, that's not a debt. A debt is something that a creditor had to pull your credit just to extend you on, and it's not your money. So if you have a credit line for $3,000, that is debt. And you want to find out how to get out of that debt fast as possible. Once you do that, you're able to recoup your income. So our income is the fastest way to building wealth. The money you have access to that comes to you every single time you put in work is the quickest way to get to where you're trying to go in your journey of life. But if your income comes to you and go to somebody else, you are slowing up the process of retirement, and you're probably not going to have a good retirement, especially if you're not investing that money wisely. I hope this was very informative to you. My grandma has been through a lot. I went through a lot trying to help her. You may be going through a lot right now, but your journey is not over. It may be tough, but you don't need bankruptcy. If you understand how things work, you can fix it. It just takes you understanding debt to income, controllable credit, uncontrollable credit, and getting out of debt. If you all like this and you want me to make more videos showing you how to go get credit, but not only get credit, but get controllable credit, definitely drop a comment, like and subscribe, help me grow on YouTube and reach more people who are going through this, especially in these tough times. And I will be talking to you later.